Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. And Consul General, just first of all, let me just say how honored I am to be here with our First Lady to accept this award. We are very humbled. I want to certainly congratulate all the other recipients on just an incredible amount of work and effort that they have given in support of this organization and just the state of Israel. We're so excited to be here. I want to thank my fellow constitutional officer, Secretary Raffensperger, and certainly the members of the General Assembly. I get a lot of credit for Georgia being a great state. I tell people all the time we're the greatest state in the country to live, work, and raise our families. I really believe that. But there's a lot of other people that take a big part in that, and I know we have the Secretary here tonight, but also a lot of members of the General Assembly, and I just thank you all for your service and work on behalf of our state. It is an honor for Marty and I to be with you tonight in celebrating 75 years of the Israeli independence. So happy Independence Day, happy birthday. As people of faith that traces to the origins of our shared father Abraham, and a shared scripture that Christians like us refer to in the Old Testament, we are mindful of our state's special relationship with Israel and its people. That same scripture tells us in Isaiah chapter 42, verse 6, I, the Lord, have called you for righteous purpose, and I will take hold of your hand. I will keep you and appoint you to be a covenant of the people, for the people, and a light to the nations. That is what Israel is, a light to the world, and that is what we celebrate tonight. I also just want to say again, thank you for this award. You can imagine how great a privilege it is to be honored in this way alongside these other great Georgians who support Israel in its enduring relationship with our state. The official relationship dates back nearly 70 years, with Israel first establishing a consular presence here in 1956, and Georgia maintaining representation in Israel since 1994. But in truth, Georgia's ties to Israel and the Jewish people go back much further. Our state is home to a large, vibrant, and growing Jewish population whose roots go back to the very founding of Georgia. Soon after General Oglethorpe landed in Savannah in 1733 to found the colony that would become this state, 42 Jewish immigrants from Europe followed him and arrived in the New World at that same exact spot. Many followed in the centuries since and played important roles in Georgia's history. And since those early beginnings, the strength of our partnership with Israel and its children around the world has only grown. That friendship has been fruitful for all parties. Last year alone, total trade between Georgia and Israel reached $1.2 billion. An incredible 26% increase. And over the last 20 years, our state's exports to Israel have increased 213%. We also continue to find new ways to engage and strengthen those ties with the state of Israel. Just last month, Delta Airlines resumed direct flights from Atlanta to Tel Aviv. I wasn't on that flight, but we had folks from the Georgia Department of Economic Development that were, and it was quite a celebration. And we just appreciate Delta's commitment to that market. But we know that this will increase access for business travelers, tourists, and friends and family alike. And as the Consul General mentioned, in just a few weeks' time, Marty, our 3 daughters, and I will be on one of those flights to fulfill a long-held dream in a promise that I made to visit the land of Joshua, of Ruth, who followed Naomi when she returned from Moab, of David and Solomon, of the founding of the era of Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion, of Oprah Haza, the Madonna of the East, of Daniel Kahneman, and of Omri Kashfi. He didn't look that tall on the video to me, but he also was standing by himself. But quite accomplishments and great people. While there, we will further renew Georgia's ties to this ancient land, its friendships with this valued trading partner, and its loyalty to this revered ally, especially when we confront the rise of anti-Semitism in this current era. Today, Jewish Georgians are leaders in business, politics, sports, and communities in every corner of our state. And we continue to stand with them in the face of that prejudice and say forcefully, Georgia has no place for hate. As we are all too familiar with, Israel has faced such anger and intolerance for generations in the form of wars, threats, and conflict. Today, those who promote discrimination employ hateful rhetoric and tactics like those of BDS efforts. But thankfully in Georgia, we have taken action to support our friends and our allies. I was honored to sign House Bill 383 last year. Thank you. Ensuring that the state of Georgia does not contract with those who support a boycott, divestment, or sanction against Israel. Soon thereafter, I was proud to stand with a bipartisan group of state legislators when they announced the creation of the Georgia-Israel Caucus, dedicated to furthering developing this relationship. Many of these officials have already spent time in Israel, seeing firsthand the beauty of this land, but also of those ties that bind us. A commitment to freedom and democracy have defined this partnership, and we will continue to do that in the years to come. I look forward to working with you to secure that future and further strengthen our partnership. With allies like those gathered here with us tonight, Israel will always have a friend in Georgia. Thank you again. Thank you again for this great honor, and may God continue to bless both Israel and Georgia with peace, with prosperity, and with the strength that comes from our shared values. Thank you.